Street 919 FM.
Mashing up me family. So much a years that we sweat and toil, is bleed blood and tears wait till the soil, but we still suffering today. And we children can't see the way. Hey, I wake up in the morning and there's unemployment, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning and there's more retrenchment, I can't take that. When they going to stop all this humiliation, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning, more frustration, I can't take that. No, ain't taking that. So people ain't taking that. 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 My life is a scramble. I had to think to put a bread on my table. You mock democracy, licking up my dignity. So much a hungry mouth is to feed it. We cry blood just to sow the seed, but we still suffering in pain. And we children feeling this strain. I wake up in the morning and there's unemployment, I can't take that. Wake up in the morning and there's more retrenchment, I can't take that. When they go to stop all this humiliation, I can't take that. I wake up in the morning and there's more frustration, I can't take that. No, ain't taking that. So people ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So people ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So people ain't taking that. Ain't taking that. So people ain't taking that.
Hospital, yeah, and we can't hear a word from Health Minister Kamal. Oh, black dirty water we had to drink. Was I say it clean, but it smelling stink. And my friend, we calling money ain't no problem. My friend, we shouting money ain't no problem. Oh, yeah. You can't even use your phone to dial a prayer. Yeah. All the phones in a mess and it's like nobody cares. Oh. You can't even call the Prime Minister. Heat up the phones in the Gulf of Paria. My friend, they shouting, money ain't no problem. Lord, money ain't no problem. The AG started a drive to stop corruption. Yeah. All them wheeling and dealing big shots was in confusion. Whoa. They threatened to kill, but they keep on still. Suddenly stop. They pass a bill. My friend, they money, money ain't no problem. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no politicians today, they just full of smoke. Oh. Only making foolish mistakes and calling it joke. Yeah. So much of people on the streets today, and we can't build a home for them to stay. And my friend, you're balling, money ain't no problem. Yeah. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem.
Heavy duty, heavy duty. TC.
Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Check, check. Okay. So good afternoon. Yes, check 1, 2. Right. Good afternoon and welcome one and all to 919 FM on a Saturday, the weekend review with yours truly Heavy Duty and my good friend TC won't be here with us today, right? Circumstances beyond his control, so he couldn't do it today. So I am here on my own today, live on radio with you guys in this country called Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, I always say, Trinidad is not a real place, right? And I want to say good afternoon to everyone locked on, those of you locked on the World Wide Web, those of you locked on Facebook and YouTube, those of you locked on Iwer TV and the Street 919 FM Facebook page. Right, good afternoon to you guys on radio, in Radio Land, those of you locked on. Welcome to another Saturday edition of the Weekend Review. So, let's start it off. I want to say good evening to my good partner down there, my security partner down there in Excellent City. Always locked on and listen. Make sure man tell me. I'll listen to you today. Yeah, partner. Big up yourself. Anyway, I'm going straight in one time. Murder, and more murder in the streets of Port of Spain. In a matter of 2 weeks or a month, we had approximately about 10 murders in Port of Spain and shootings, right? And this is like happening almost every day now. Just yesterday alone, 3 people were shot in Port of Spain and 1 in the early hours of this morning, right? 2 were killed and 2 are in hospital nursing homes. Also, there was a lot of murders taking place in Lavantel and in the Malik area. Had a guy got killed. Right? So I want to say condolences to the family of those who have lost loved ones. But we have a problem in Trinidad and Tobago, and it seems like we are getting desensitized to murders in our country. I read the amount of murders for the year is now 314, and this time last year it was 200. I don't want to quote the wrong figures. Let me go and see if I can find it. But 200 and something. So we are whole 100 plus more than around the same time, this time last year, right? And to me, it is getting worse. So the crime situation is getting really out of hand. But it's of no surprise to me, because It's of no surprise to me because Trinidad and Tobago, due to the situation of unemployment, cost of living, food prices, raising gas, the pandemic that left a lot of people jobless, crime will rise. The problem is, what are we doing to fix it? And that is the problem that no one seems to have the answer for. That is the question that nobody seems to have the answer for. How do we fix the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago? Because we cannot continue going like this. Murders left, right, and center, killing, robbery, shootings. If we will have a lot of domestic violence, and also we also have a lot of domestic killings where man is still killing woman and killing husband and wife. There's a murder in Las Cuevas where a jealous lover killed husband and wife. And how much more of this, it just keep continuing. Right? So we need to talk about that, right? But before we go into the question with regards to the murders in Trinidad and Tobago, I want to say that Monday is Emancipation Day, right? And even though personally, I stopped celebrating Emancipation Day. Those of you who celebrate, I want to say Happy Emancipation Day goes out to you, right? I think they're having a parade, and I think all the celebrations are starting back this year because for 2 years it had no Emancipation Day celebration. So I think they're having a big gala for the Emancipation Day on Monday. Right, so happy Emancipation Day to all those who celebrate an Emancipation Day. Right, I for one don't celebrate it. Also, I want to congratulate the mayor of San Fernando, right, for naming a street in San Fernando after our late great Shorty I. I must mention that, right? So I want to commend, the mayor of San Fernando for naming a street after one of our Calypso icons. And I really think more people should follow in his footsteps, or whoever else is responsible for that, and do the same all over our country. And not only streets, but name places, name buildings and squares after them. We still have these colonial names of streets and squares and all these people who most of our children don't even know. You know? It's time we get out of that colonial slavery mentality that we still have. And hence the reason why I don't celebrate emancipation. But for those of you who don't, I'm not judging. I say congratulations to you and happy emancipation to you. I have a video here to play, but I'm going to play it in the next hour, right? Because I feel if I play it in this hour, it will take away from the topic that I want to talk about, which is the murders in our country and what is solutions. And to me, our government is really moving like lava on the current crime situation in the country. And I don't want to blame the police service. I really don't want to blame the police service, because I believe that the police service have too much to deal with. are being honest. Right? They have a lot on them. To me, the police service played full. However, I say not to say this. I think we need a new police commissioner. This is my opinion. Okay? I think we need a new police commissioner. I think this one that is acting right now, I think he is a little incompetent. And that is my view. Right? Based on his performance so far. It is horrible. However, I wouldn't blame the entire police service for him. Right? I'm going to open the phone lines early. We're talking about crime. We're talking about murders in our country. And we are talking about solutions. So the lines are open for those of you who want to call 342-0081, 771-1791, or 466-5391. Right? The lines are open. Right? I will give my solution or my editorial on this crime situation in our country, right? Before the hour is up. But I want to hear your take and your view. What do you think we could do to help turn around our beloved twin island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago? So let's go to the phone lines right away. Hello, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Brother Heavy.
Good afternoon to you, Brother Tawakid.
And to wherever the brother is, Brother TC. Look, let me do the protocol thing before I move straight into the editorial. Let me say a happy emancipation. And as customary, let me greet you in Kemet language. I say Alafia, Hotep, and Amanda. I greet you in traditional Kemet language, and I say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. To those who came and wasn't converted, and those who carry the original spirit of Kemet Africa, I say to all African brothers and sisters, and to all other communities who will celebrate with us, I say Alafia, go in the sun, jubilate, and stand proud and stand strong. My brother, let me not waste time and go straight into the editorial. My brother, I think I said it on one of your programs, and I'm going back there. We need to bring a gun amnesty. I am saying, why a gun amnesty? Also with that, let us give some sort of incentive where give a $50,000 for every gun that comes in. National security will do their surveillance after that. Number 2 on the agenda, our borders is weak. Our ports is weak. My brother, listen, Trinidad does not manufacture guns. And the problem that we are having is too much guns on the street. And I am saying if we did not address that issue, we cannot tackle the crime. Because yes, we understand unemployment, all these other things, but there is other ingredients that make that cake. And I am saying here the issue is too much guns on the street. The question I have for the Minister of National Security and the guy that head the National Security Council, which is the Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. What's about the command center? If we understand all these things is happening in Port of Spain, we have a command center. Who is behind that command center? What is happening with security? Brother Heavy, last night TV6 did a poll And they ask the country the question if they feel safe in coming into Port of Spain. And 100% say no. My brother, this is your capital city you're talking about, you know. This is your capital city that hosts the seat of democracy. Your parliament, for Christ's sake. It also hosts the office of the Prime Minister, the office of the President, the home of the Prime Minister, the home of the President, the Chief Justice. And when we see law-abiding citizens is walking their casual way on our major streets and heavy, this thing is so sad that people running for cover. And let me add to it.
Yep.
And let me say like Fitzgerald Hines are going down in the murky waters. How you going to tell me I'm going to celebrate emancipation, but yet still I'm still a slave?
Correct.
And let me repeat this, brother. A lot of people wouldn't like it, but
Say
I've got
it
to
again,
go there.
Tabakid, say it again.
How can I be celebrating emancipation and when I'm still a slave? Bullets flying like rain, unemployment like rain, jobless. Guess now, Rasta will be sending home 500 ordinary men and women.
Yep.
And heavy, let's go there. When you talk in terms of the East-West corridor alone, Brother Heavy, how much young African is casual, temporary contracts on the East-West corridor? Yesterday's 250 managers gone. And that is just the tip of the iceberg. And you telling Papa Tabakit to put on Medashiki and to go out there and work? Heavy, I want to go there before I go. I'll tell you what causing the crime. And I'm going there. You have from prime minister to minister to radio host to activists. You know what they're doing? They're going behind somebody back and say, don't you want no contract? Don't you want no work? That one talking on the radio, that radio host is against us.
Yes.
And you telling me, or you telling me about emancipation, but have you let you
Preach it, Tabakid, preach it. Preach it, Tabakid, go ahead, preach it.
Yeah, let me say it again. Look, use a prime example. You cannot walk nowhere and get no contract. Somebody go say that is heavy duty. Don't give him nothing.
Don't give him nothing. He just bad talk the party.
And let me tell you how sad this thing is. Let me go in the murky water. You see everybody cussing the Indian people, but they understand unity. Because when the other race in government, and they don't like to hear it, when an Indian sister who is PNM or UNC or Indian brother, they're not seeing that. All they see, that's the brother. And yet still, all you're only balling, oh God, is a black man, is a black party. Don't say that. But all you're sabotaging. I don't want to call no name. They know themselves. All you're sabotaging all your African brothers and sisters. Why? Because there is not PNM. If they make a contribution and to straighten up the government, have that person suffer. So when you tell me, Heavy, that's a crime.
Correct.
Let me repeat it before I take my leave. That's a crime, Heavy. Your own African brothers and sisters, radio hosts, activists, running to ministers, carrying people's names and saying, don't give that one nothing. There's a UNC activist, there's a UNC talk show host. Suffer them. And all you're telling me to come and walk with all you set of deceitful and hypocrites and disingenuous. Well, Tabakit is saying, this emancipation, I'm staying in my home. I am not going with no barabantas and no slave catchers. Tabakit out and out.
Thank you, Tabakid. Thank you very much. Yes, the lines are open. Just based on what Tabakit said. Wow, Tabakit, I go like. You're coming hard day to day, boy. You're coming real hard. Oh, Lord, I lost it. The message on the line. Caller.
Love in the house.
Hey, love in the house. What's up, my brother?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, man.
You want to say now heavy?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Now, TC can make it today. It's all alone here.
All right. Straight and balance. Love in the house, same way.
Yeah, man.
You want to say now? I listening people, you see, coming to this emancipation thing, listen what I'm telling you. You see, in Trinidad and Tobago, it must be one of the only places in the whole wide world where black people is. What I say, there's not Africans.
Yep.
Listen what I'm telling you, know. When you hear the say, Africans is the laughing stock of the world, it's a reason why, you know. It's not because we slave, you know. We disown ourselves. We disown our own identity. Yet when you're dead and you know no ID, none here, they just describe you as of African descent. That is only when they just, what happened to we, by? We saying we is not African. Nowhere in Trinidad you can meet a Chinese whether he born here or not. He will say he's not a Chinese. He will never say that. An Indian will never say there is not that. Even if they're in Trinidad, they're born in Trinidad, this is the nationality, but your birthplace, Chad, is your homeland. How is we alone in the whole wide world disowning? We giving up a whole continent for island. How crazy you could be in this. Anyhow, you want to say anything? Listen what I'm telling you. The main thing is, I see people fixing up road right now. They're doing all kind of thing all in Dago, and I only hope. Anyhow, wherever they do, so long as it's good and in the interest of the masses, we want it. But you see, damn heavy. We remembering is who did. Them is the same people by heavy by. Them is the same bunch of people. What? Oh, okay, look, when was the flood in Greenville?
Mm-hmm.
Countries from neighboring countries from all over by seeing we urgent need and urgent attention and fooling thing and sending shipload and looking to fix our next one. You know what this man say? Being one of thing we coping. I he tell me why he do that. All in seeing this man attack everybody here. Is the sick, the lame, the disabled, the dumb, the deaf, the blind, the children, the elderly. Everybody the man attack. Everybody. Where he can't take away, which is the pension, because I know no grant. He can't take away that. He's still, the only thing he do is keep money way out of the reach of the people who really need it. Who he identify before he come in power and see these people need urgent attention. Mm-hmm. He make sure and keep money out of the reach of these people. Even the pension, but he can't touch it, but he around 5 more years. Evil. He gone in the school. Little children in the primary school, I telling you, and your mother working CPF, your mother take them off the feeding list and all kind of madness. All you have to remember them is the same people, you know. He could do what he want. We ain't forgetting who is them at the end of the day, you know, because that happened. If that, I wonder if people waiting patiently for election to go and vote for Dr. Rowley because he do all these things. Or they mad or something, or I mad, or me, or them thing really happen. These things happen by the man get rid of everything, take everything out of the reach, nothing. If all they want politicians to get locked up in Trinidad and Tobago and asset seized, let Kamala come back in power because she have evidence. It's not like he inveigle all year to blame she for money which she thief. And he, when he get in power now, we can't pursue it. He can't pursue it, he can't investigate nothing because he lies, saying he has no evidence. Information alone he have. Well, Kamala and them have evidence. And they're calling out figures and numbers with more money, far more money than what he used in a short space of time. And all they want to find that money, I'm sure they're going to find that. How come all they want to find that money? Is the money all they want to save or Dr. Rowley and them? All they see them and care about people, them and care about children, nobody by everybody by me. I waiting to see what people going to do when this election. That's all. Don't care where he come and offer you and fix road now is 7. Check how much hundreds of billions of dollars spent. 1.3 million people here by places with 10 and 15 million people that money, they're happy with that money by. Wrong with you by. Them feeling, I waiting for them people, you know, them elders and them, you know, them children to start to beat them for doing the wrong thing because they used to do the children that. Had to be the wrong thing or else, I imagining this doesn't really happen, right? Love in your house, everybody. Straight and balance.
Thank you. Love in the house. Thank you. Caller.
Heavy, good morning. Afternoon, sorry.
Good afternoon, caller.
I want to touch on a topic. I know you didn't say radio analyst in here, but I want to go back on an article on The Guardian where economists would say that the country, right, the economy is not in a position as the Minister of Finance would have said it was. The last caller said that in order for things to change, you bring back Kamala, the opposition, and not government. But Heavy, I want to challenge that statement because we have opposition right now sleeping. And if the opposition was active enough, you think we would have been in this position today? When you look all over the world, opposition made government fall, Prime Minister resigned. But we have opposition doesn't know exactly what is their position as opposition. And more so, each day go by in this country, Heavy, the economy gets worse and worse. And I ask the question today, budget is upon us. And I want to know, what is the GDP? Exactly the earnings of this country. Is it the GDP was earned by taxation or was it earned by manufacturing or production?
I only want to know that.
If anybody could answer that. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. I don't want to know what's the GDP. I want to know what is the GDP in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to know how much money we have in the treasury. I want to know how much money we have. How much money was spent. You understand? Because I really need these questions to be answered. And I will tell you why in the next hour. I'm going to play something in the next hour for you. Caller.
Blessed afternoon, my brother.
Yes, what's up, my brother?
Sean from Beaton, you know.
Hey, Sean, what's up, my brother? What's up?
I just did. Let me say this first. The views of Sean is not the views of management nor staff on the station.
Right.
When would we grow up as adults? When will we start behaving like adults? And stop behaving like little children?
True.
Now, love in your house. Sean from Beaton, I love you, my brother. The UNC is not the solution either. We is the solution. Based on our ego heavy, this is why we in this position today. We don't understand that we is the ones, and this is not no make-up story, this is the facts. We are the ones that hire politicians to do a job for us, and we continue to complain as if we're little children while they are not doing what we are paying them. We're not asking for any favors. We paying them to provide us with a better life.
Wow.
Now we seeing, okay, past UNC, present PNM. All the evidence is right there, Heavy. They just have to go to the Auditor General. Because he have all the records. And with the UNC claiming that the PNM thief, with the PNM claiming that the UNC thief, both of them is the same, just one does do it with class. PNM does thief with class. The UNC would do it boldface and don't care. But at the ending of it all, Heavy, we, and this is not no make-up story, just look at what taking place now and we could see this is facts. When they steal our money that we pay them as salary for us to have a better life, we have to pay back for it all. And the grandchildren and the children. Yet still we complaining and begging these people to do better when we're paying them to do better.
Correct.
And we don't want to stand up as men. And so we're not accepting this. One of the things, Heavy, that we don't understand, one power that we have that we can manifest right now if we want to make a change, that we don't put into action, is the power of refusal. It's not everybody had that power and able to refuse. And we have to refuse what the politicians doing. We may claim and believe that the UNC is there to help us. How come nobody, not the UNC, not the PNM, no politician don't make prison in this country? We don't need none of their assets.
Say that again. Say that again.
how come both the UNC and the PM, no politician don't make jail? We quicker go to the parliament and create laws to free criminals. And when we talking about criminals, I'm not talking about the average citizen on the ground who going through hell that the politicians create. None of them not making a jail. None of them not making sure, all right, we have the evidence. The Auditor General has bring it plain for us. And we still not doing nothing. We have to stop behave like little children, man. I telling you personally, Heavy, I just listen to the airways. I don't call much. I choose to call you.
Yeah, a long time I hear you too, yeah.
Yeah, I decide not to call because I realize, Heavy, that the activists, most of the activists, I should say, the ones who defending and supporting the PNM, they're really looking for something. Even if it's not financial, they're looking for some form of security. That is how low self-esteem is.
Yep.
And we have to stand up like adults. Because right now we're behaving like little children. What is the society? If we are behaving like adults, Heavy, we would not have this. We would not have been having this discussion right now. Because things would have been different.
Sean.
Yes.
I'm going to play something right after the break in the ads. I'm going to play a video. Right?
All right.
But it won't be able to see it, but I can hear it on the radio. Go listen to it because I'm going to play it on my phone.
I listen.
Right? So when you listen to
sir.
that, I just want to do a comparison to Trinidad and Tobago and another country. Right? But I'm going to play a video talking about that other country and what they did. And when you hear that, when Trinidad and Tobago hear that, if them in understand and them in wake up yet, then something definitely wrong with me.
Heavy, you know what's going on with most of the citizens presently? There's a fact. If you fear Heavy, most of the citizens fearful.
I realize that.
And that is, the politicians know that. That is the devil's opium. Politicians know that.
They're scared.
And they has used that against the people. Coronavirus was a clear example of that.
Yeah, because to tell you how the people are scared, they remove the mask mandate and people still wear masks now. I'm talking about the majority of people still wearing their masks like normal.
And even though the facts proven
that the mask not helping
you. The mask not helping you, they're still wearing it.
They're still wearing it. They're still wearing it.
With the false belief that it will help.
Yeah.
Based on the fear they have within themselves.
Correct.
The unconscious and ignorant of the self itself.
Yes.
And that is why they're behaving so.
Wow. Thank you, boy, Sean, but we have other callers on the line. Thank you so much.
Bless you, love.
Yeah, man. And this is the conversations I love to have. Right? We're here to educate and inform. There's no other talk show like this, eh? And listen, no other talk show like this because we have callers calling here and we talking nation building. Right? There are no PNM or no UNC show here. The nation building. We see it as it is and tell it as it is. You understand? There's no room here for fanatics and tit for tat, and we don't have room here for that. And bad talk this one and cause this one and don't call back here, and we don't have time for that. Because that within itself not helping our country. It's not going to bring down murders. It's not going to reduce the cost of living. It's not going to put more money in your pocket. It's not going to do nothing. It's not going to help your church. It's not doing nothing but make bacchanal and good radio entertainment. Right? And this is why I choose to educate and inform on my show. Right? And I ain't talking about no propaganda and no lean to one side education. Like if it is, no. I come in here to tell the truth. And anything I say, I want to go and check it to back it up. Check it. Right? With regards to Love in the House and what he said about the opposition with the UNC, Love in the House thinks that way because under the UNC, right? We had a better governance than we have now. The time at that time was better, even though with all the allegations of thieving and all the corruption, right? It's like we still have that here now still, but it's like it worse, right? Because we are not seeing progress. We are not seeing, no, don't get me wrong. As a realist, if you're telling me that my roads are bad, and the reason why my roads are bad and have potholes in it, right, and it cannot be fixed because there's no money to fix it, right? So I have to settle for that. But on the other hand, my road's bad and mashing up my vehicle. I have to go by the mechanic and I be buying shocks and this and bushings and all that to fix my vehicle, right? But on top of that, you telling me that I have to go and do inspection and pay for it for my car to be roadworthy when the road is not worthy. On top of that, you're telling me I have to pay property tax, right, in order for my road to be fixed, right? And on top of that, you have no money to fix my road, but you're building a highway. Really? I'm going to take a call. Caller.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm glad you raised that subject matter, and I'll tell you what. When I heard the Honorable Minister of Works, Senator Rohan Sinanan, said there is no money and they have no money to fix the road, that is one of the biggest lies in the pit of hell. I'll tell you why. Let's track the minister carefully. You remember last year they said they got a loan, an IDB loan, to fix the entire road network?
Yep.
Hold on. Heavy, let us repeat this thing.
Yep.
I want all and sundry to hear this. The Minister of Works, Senator Rohan Sinanan. I want to take my time carefully because I want this to go down in the records. Senator Rohan Sinanan, the Minister of Works, said last year they secure an IDB loan to fix all the entire road network in Trinidad and Tobago.
Where the money gone? Where the money gone?
And here I will like the opposition leader when she buttoned the so-called Minister of Finance to ask Senator Rohan Sinanan, you told us you got a loan, you secure a loan. As a matter of fact, that has made all headline news. Heavy, let's push the in and go a little further.
Yeah, 2 minutes, sir. 2 minutes before the break.
Let me wind it up and I'll come in.
Yeah.
You know there is a fund every time you visit the gas station.
Yep.
They take tax to fix the road.
Correct.
So the question here this afternoon, Rohan Sinanan, what are you doing with the people money? Rohan Sinanan, where the money gone? Heavy are coming back there because we have to jam this thing and expose them.
Thank you.
Advocate out of them. Coming again.
Yeah, come back in the next hour, Advocate. Yeah. Thank you, Advocate. Exactly same thing I said. Now, in the next hour, in the beginning of the next hour, right after the break, I'm going to play a video, right? And I want you all to listen carefully. It's only 12 minutes long. 12 minutes is very short because we could play music for 12 minutes and they wouldn't feel it. But that video, I need you to listen to it very carefully and attentively. I'm going to play it right after the break in the next hour, right? We have 1 minute again before the break, right? And the reason I'm playing that video, right, is because we are celebrating 60 years of independence in this country of Trinidad and Tobago. 60 years. Yet still, nothing works. Nothing is working in this country. Nothing. Like, we have no captain on the ship. It's just, everything just going down the drain. Like, nothing working. Everything just falling apart in this country. And we're celebrating 60 years. And I'm just saying that to say that in the 1960s and 70s, up to the early 80s, we were the third richest country in the Western Hemisphere. The third richest country, GDP per capita, in the Western Hemisphere. And once a caller now said, what is our GDP now? I really want to know. We're going to take a break and we're going to come right back. Keep it locked.
Expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
And in the air, rock in the air, whoa, tell them pass it wrong. Ice, the place allow man and watch out it. Pick up me out and bad in the people pets and me causing trouble. Whoa. Just watch how we causing trouble. Whoa. Everybody buying. Grandstand. One, two. Somebody get a room to mash up this. Run to the back and jump up and hold their head. Blink everything. Call you. Look, the one we are ready to go put to your Lord. Tight up, brother. This is not kind of shopping, this is not allowed, Lord. Tight up, brother. Tight up. Could have been no one good for them, they will listen to me kind of music and rhythm. Love people all over me. Shouting the time when they miss it. Show me rock. Show me up, well, I going home lash up tonight. Because you can call me, think my pet, we causing trouble. Just watch how we causing trouble. Everybody buying fun. Somebody in the room to mash up this place. Run to the back and jump up and what they say is not this thing. Bring everything way up in the air. Show them up there. Run to the back and jump up and what they say is not this thing. Bring everything way up in the air. Show them up there. Well, you make some noise. Make some noise. Some noise. Grandstand. Hold on. By chance, anybody came with a cooler? Anybody came with a cooler? You have a chair by you? Climb up on your cooler. 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 Climb up on your chair. Climb up on your chair. No, it's done. Climb up on your pod. Stand up on your pod. Stand up on your pod.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. You don't know.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HODP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
greetings and blessing in the name of our wonderful Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia. And we would like to invite you to listen to the Final Hour broadcast every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 in the morning on the street 919 FM radio.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444.
Please be sure to tune in and prepare to be blessed.
As my life, I lay it on the altar. As my life.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio. Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the Old Time Gospel Hour Family Radio Ministry every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Check out the Children's Hour Worship Ministry of the Word and the Family Forum every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Law and You every Friday evening from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer live on the street 919 FM, designed with you in mind. This program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He had showeth thee, O main, and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly and to love mercy and to walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. In the name.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
This is the voice of Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday, Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the ending of the world. Listen to us on 91.9 FM every Sunday from 9:05 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Sundays. May God bless you as you learn the truth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Oh, yes. So we are back. And as promised, I'm going to play, just give me a second. Right. As promised, I'm going to play a video clip from on YouTube. Right? And I just want you to listen to this very carefully. Right? It's 12 minutes long, but I need you to listen to it. And I need you to hear the years, right? The years that the country, this particular country, right, became what it got in what year and how it became what it became today and why they became how they came today, right? So, for no further ado, I'm going to go here. Let's see. Here it begins.
Located in the Persian Gulf, Qatar is a country with an area of a little more than 10,000 square kilometers. Just to give you some idea of just how small that is, it's nearly 40 times smaller than California. So when this country got its independence from the UK in 1971, Qatar was a faraway, hostile, and very, very poor place.
Right. We're talking about Qatar. They got their independence from the UK in 1971. We got our independence a little earlier than that. Right? We get our independence in the 60s. They get their independence in 1971. And as I said, that small island nation, right, just off the coast of Saudi Arabia. Listen to this.
As a matter of fact, it was one of the poorest territories of the United Kingdom. And, well, that kind of made a lot of sense. The Qatar Peninsula is a place where temperatures can reach 50 degrees Celsius in summer. It's almost completely covered by desert, and it was certainly one of the most uninhabitable places on Earth.
Hear that, eh? It was the poorest in the United Kingdom, one of the countries that they had, that the UK had. The poorest. Right? Keep that in mind, the poorest. We had money all them time when England was here, when we was in colonial power. We still had oil and gas and pitch and money. They were the poorest, they had nothing. But continue.
But it didn't stay that way forever, and today Qatar is the richest country on the planet.
Okay, so the poorest country in the world is now the richest country on the planet. Here, why?
Right, the citizens of this tiny nation enjoy a per capita income of more than $125,000, which is almost 3 times the income in France and 5 times that found in Chile.
Each citizen of Qatar is worth 125,000 plus US dollars. Each one. 125,000 plus US dollars each citizen in Qatar, right? That's how much? GDP per capita.
This is a country which was almost uninhabited, a country that could hardly survive on its fishing industry, and today it looks something like Scrooge McDuck's safe.
Hi, Uncle Scrooge. Just tying up a bit, keeping things neat.
The government of Qatar has investments and properties all around the world. It is the birthplace of Al Jazeera, the most important Arabic media company. And, well, then there is Doha, the capital, which is a sea of skyscrapers, malls, and luxurious cars.
A mix of Monaco and Vegas, but without the alcohol and gambling. There's no room for simplicity. Everything is sumptuous, huge, and sparkling in Doha. Angel Sastre, Conflict Areas reporter.
Qatar has gone from being a dark shelter for Wahhabist preachers and has become what people might consider the most open country in the Middle East. This is of course excluding Dubai, but as you might know, Dubai is an emirate and not actually a country. In modern-day Doha, we can find international universities, or the so-called Church City, a complex of Protestant, Orthodox and Catholic churches, like the Church of Our Lady Rosary.
$1 million Catholic church, which seats 2,700, is located in the southern outskirts of the city on land donated by Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, Qatar's emir.
So now the question, of course, has to be, how did Qatar achieve this remarkable transformation? Well, let's take a look at that.
The LNG blessing. Liquefied natural gas.
Wow.
In other videos, we've discussed the keys as to why some countries are so rich, but in Qatar's case, it is much simpler, and it can be summarized by 2 things. Oil, and more importantly, natural gas. A massive, massive amount of natural gas. Yep, that really is pretty much it. If you're disappointed, well, just hold on a second, because it's actually quite an interesting story. The first oil fields, they were found in the 1940s, and by the 1960s, exploitation was already consolidated, and things in the poor country of Qatar changed, but not really that much. The thing is that it wasn't until the beginning of the 1970s that Shell found the biggest treasure of this country, and that would be the North Field, which is the largest gas field in the world. But at that time, well, natural gas, it just wasn't that profitable. You see, at the time, gas could only be transported through...
Hold on, add a pause there. Right? Qatar was sitting on the largest natural gas field in the world, but they couldn't tap into it, right? And of course, they had no money. So they found the gas, but they still couldn't get it. Okay? Listen to what they do.
Gas pipes, and Qatar was far from places where this gas could be used. Even Shell, well, they soon forgot about it. But, well, things, they were really about to change. In 1996, the old Emir Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, who abdicated in 2013, staged a coup d'etat while his father was in Switzerland. This Emir reached power with a clear idea, and that was that the future of Qatar was in gas. They simply had to exploit their huge gas fields. And so, well, he did just that.
So in 1996, this is what I'm telling you, in 1996, Qatar was still poor. Okay? This is when the Emir, which is the king, or in those is the, the Prime Minister, but the President, whoever the case will be, right, decided to overthrow his father, right? Because his father was just stagnant and then do nothing with the country poor, yet sitting down on the richest natural gas field in the world, but they couldn't do nothing with it. So he decided to do something about it, but in order to do that, he had also overthrown his father, right? And exile him in Switzerland. So basically, because of him and what he did, is how Qatar started to go forward. Listen to this.
Emir decided to invest in an undeveloped and rare technology. This technology, it's liquefaction, which is the ability to carry natural gas in its liquid form so that it could be transported in large ships as if it was oil. In order to do this, the gas needed to cool down and be kept at a temperature of minus 161 degrees Celsius, which is minus 258 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, this is something that is pretty inconvenient to do. So while Qatar, they just...
So in 1996, 1997, Qatar founded the first gas liquid plant in the world, right? And invested in doing it. That sound familiar? That gas liquid planting. Do that sound familiar? Right? Want we to do that here? Why it fail? Somebody could tell me why it fail. Right? They did it. Because we have natural gas too, you know. If I don't know Trinidad and Tobago, we produce LPG natural gas here. To tell you how bad it was, when we were burning natural gas in the air down in Clarkson Bay in the refinery, burning it off, that's the gas waves come up on top before the oil. We used to burn off the gas and let it blow up in its fire in the air. When you see that fire lighting in the air right through, that was natural gas that we was burning off. Because we didn't know what to do with it. Before the natural gas industry got popular as it is now. You understand? But this gas liquid plant that Qatar built, right, we was going to do that. What happened? What to them billions of dollars we spent on that? What? Let me go again. Again, in my feelings. This thing kind of upset me here. Just bear with me. Just so,
decided to invest enormous quantities of resources in order to boost the development of this technology so that it could be used on a massive scale. Because of that investment, Qatar is now the world's largest exporter of LNG. With this technology, Qatar is able to export its enormous gas supplies to the rest of the world. In fact, last year, 3/4 of Qatar's gas went to Asian countries like China, India, South Korea, and Japan. And well, there's more, because the industrial complex that Qatar has developed is so big, so large scale, that the country has managed to have the cheapest costs of extraction and liquefaction in the entire world.
Wow.
To illustrate this, a methane tanker of LNG is 4 times cheaper in Qatar than it is in the United States. And this, dear viewer, well, that's the secret of this small and wealthy country. But this, it's only a part of the equation. I mean, not only does a country have to exploit the resources they have, but they also need to use that money to generate other money, or they're going to end up like Angola or Venezuela. So,
you see how we say that? If they don't use the money that they get correctly and invest it, they're going to end up like Angola or Venezuela. Or we could throw Trinidad in there now. We could throw in Trinidad, we could end up like Trinidad and Tobago too. You understand? We could throw ourselves in there now. You understand? You hear what the man say? Listen.
Besides this innovative process, Qatar has some other keys to their success.
This is the investment they made now. This is the investment Qatar made.
Qatar Power.
Since Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani reached power in 1995, they have changed significantly. In his 18 years leading the country, Qatar's population it's multiplied by 5, while at the same time it's become the richest country on earth. So the old Emir, he's got plenty of reasons to feel proud of himself. But let's move on from this, because Qatar, it started to generate a lot of economic resources, and the question now is, well, what are they doing with this money? Well, despite what it may look like, they've actually mostly invested it, both nationally and internationally. Qatar, they've created the Qatar Investment Authority, which is a huge fund to invest money all around the world.
So they took the money that they make from the liquid natural gas and open a whole ministry of investment. A whole ministry to deal with just investing that money to make more money. They didn't take the money and thief it and get a friend and family and financiers and corrupt it away and do all kind of projects and billion-dollar projects would never fall through and kick back and all kind of things. They took the money and invested. They make a whole investment ministry where they take some of the money and invest it both locally and internationally. Lord Father.
It's known as Qatar's power because they have in their hands more than $330 billion. And when you consider that the population of Qatar is less than 3 million people, but of those 3 million people, only 300,000 are Qatari citizens.
Out of the 3 million people that live in Qatar, only 300,000 of those people are born Qatarians, Qatari citizens, right? The rest are outsiders or what you call immigrants or migrants. So only 300, the population is really 300,000, but they have 3 million people because the rest of people come to Qatar, come to work.
Well, you can do the math. This fund, it has made significant real estate investments all over the world. In London, a big part of the city belongs to Qatar, including offices, hotels, apartments, and, well, in the United States, Qatar was, in 2016, the 4th largest office investor in the country. In Manhattan alone, this fund has invested $5 billion in the last 2 years. And they're not just investing in real estate. This fund also has major shares in many multinationals. Qatar is, for instance, one of the largest shareholders of companies like Volkswagen, Iberdrola, Barclays Bank, Tiffany & Co., Shell, or even the giant Rosneft, the oil company of the Russian government. In the image I'm about to show you, you can see how much foreign investment has increased as the production of gas and oil has grown. And it's not just international investment here. They're also investing lots of resources inside the country. Tens of billions has been spent on highways, ports, airports, research centers, financial centers, etc., etc. And so you might be asking now, well, what's the goal of all of this? Well, that is to be able to, in the future, replace the income they get from oil and gas with income from all of these investments. But you know what? The moment when the gas...
You hear what I say? To replace the income that they're getting from oil and gas to the income that they're getting from the investment. And right now, the investment income is neck and neck with the oil and gas income. Where's our investment income? Where's our investment? What did we invest in when we had oil and gas? What did we do with our money?
Gas business runs out is still too far away to really be a problem.
There are no analysts who can say when demand for gas will wane. For oil, there are people who see peak demand in 2030, others in 2042, but for gas, demand is constantly growing.
This idea they have of investing rather than spending the money from natural resources might be one of the most important differences between Qatar and other countries who are also rich in natural resources. Most of them, they find it too easy to spend the money today and not think too much about
You hear what the man said? No, I'm sorry to stop in the video, eh? But every time the man says something about the investment and what how other countries find it difficult to look towards the future, to invest in the future of the people, in the future of the country. They want to spend the money now. They get money, they want to spend it all now. And this is the situation we are in today in our country, where the oil running out, and we don't know how the gas going, and we don't know, and we make too much of bad investment and bad decisions and incompetence. And it doesn't matter who, all of them, destroying our country. Lord, let me continue.
The future.
Towards effective independence.
When Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani reached power, he also had another thing in mind. Qatar, it had to gain international influence. You see, for years Qatar was controlled de facto by Saudi Arabia, and the new emir just couldn't forget about Iraq's invasion of Kuwait. If Qatar wanted to survive, they needed to claim their identity and gain international influence. Otherwise, any conflict with Riyadh could compromise the independence of the country. Besides, well, natural gas, it could pay the bills now.
So I want to stop the video there because they're just going into what Qatar do with regards to the trying to protect themselves from other countries and that side of the world and all of that. But you get the gist of what I'm saying, right? Now this country is the richest country in the world, GDP per capita, right? In Qatar, their citizens don't work. They don't work. You get a check every month in the mail from the government for just being a Qatar citizen. Mind you, there's only 300,000 plus Qatari citizens. Qatar is a little smaller than Trinidad and Tobago, right? But there are 3 million people living in Qatar right now. The majority are migrants and people that, well, the migrants who are living there, they who's the one who working in the country. They're the one doing all the doctors, the lawyers, the garbage men, the construction workers, the taxi drivers, all these people who go out to Qatar for better living, they are the ones that are actually living in the country and doing all the work in the country. A Qatari citizen that is born in Qatar by Qatari parents do not work. Right? They got money, they don't have to pay for gas, they don't have to pay for housing, they don't have to pay for a lot of things that we still have to pay for. They get their money just to live. They're buying Ferrari and doing all kind of things. They have an investment fund that they just had to go and tap into, that the government put in place for them as a citizen. So the people that working in the country is just people who came to the country to look for money. So we're going to take your calls now. Let me hear. I see people on the lines already. They can't wait. Right? My problem is Trinidad and Tobago. In 1997, Qatar made a gas liquid plant and now is the richest country in the world today in short space of 18 years. In a short space of 18 years, richest country from poor, from nothing, poor, dirt poor, inhabitable island to the richest place in the world in a short space of 18 years. We had oil and gas 60 years independence since in 1956. We producing oil, gas, pitch, cocoa, coffee, sugar, bitumens. We are all kind of thing here. We have more resources than Qatar. Why we suffering today still? Why we still can't get water in our pipes? Why we still can't get our road fixed? Why we still can't proper health care in the hospital? Why we still can't get proper governance in this country? Why nothing do work? Why crime going through the roof? Why we can't get employment? Why we can't? Why? All of our resources, money gone. And we want to celebrate 60 years of independence? How? What we gain? What we do? Have anything changed in Trinidad and Tobago for we to say, look what we reached? We have failed. And every time I watch that video, it hurt me as because I love my country. But all we said and take for that PNM UNC, all governments have failed. Our constitution has failed us. Because we had no leader that was for the people. None. Not even Eric. None. Did what this guy did in Qatar. Leadership. You see leadership and love for country? You see what he did? Transform his whole country and make them the richest country in the world. Today, this person call. I'm going to take a call. Caller.
Sorry, I had to call in, but after I played that touched me heavy. Let me tell you something. There are key takeaways from that. One, father overthrew the son. Secondly, when you compare us to them, when we got independence, what we founded, Eric Williams founded the Point Research Industrial Estate, and we grew from there. And the third one was that when they started to get income from the natural gas in Qatar, what did they do was create a Ministry of Finance where they make investments in the capital.
Correct.
Of foreign investments, local investments.
Correct.
You telling me that we still have an opportunity, that we still getting money, and we have opportunity to create investment. After you play this, I hope some PNM or opposition minister listen to this and really get their ass off this seat and do something. Because if we still hold on and scrape from the barrel and make an investment like Qatar, because there are platforms there, we can still become independent. Not independence you celebrate income on the end of the month, and in emancipation and we celebrate on Monday. And the last thing I want to leave, why it is every time there is a holiday that when the Prime Minister has to talk to this nation about freedom and independence, something happens to him. I leave that with you, take care.
I didn't want you to leave yet. Because I wanted to ask you, the money that we had in Heritage and Stabilization Fund, we could have taken that money and invest it. Reinvest it. The money that we get, let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago had 3 oil booms. 3 oil booms. 3 oil booms. And we still suffering. Lord Father. Let me tell you something, man. That video, just go up and type in on, if you want to watch it, just go and type in on YouTube how the Qatar became the richest country in the world. Just type in that. You will see about 3 videos, the second video. Right? Just type in that. And you will watch the whole thing. Caller.
Heavy.
Yes, brother.
Heavy. Qatar is 4,250 square miles. It is bigger than Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, but the population is smaller.
You
well,
hear me?
Yeah, I know.
Qatar is 4,250,000 square miles. You understand? It's bigger than Trinidad and Tobago. And if you could tell me the opposition in Qatar, because you understand what I'm saying you? They have no opposition. Right? In Trinidad and Tobago, it have an opposition who oppose every damn thing.
It doesn't matter. We had
get rid of opposition. There are no opposition in Trinidad and Tobago, and then everything will be good. That's how I watch at it. Thank you very much.
You're watching Cookie. I don't understand how you're watching at it. Because basically it had nothing to do with opposition. Right? Every single government, right, in their manifesto have plans. Our prime minister, our constitution have a prime minister, a sitting prime minister here as like a king. It's so our founding fathers, which is Eric Williams and Eric Clark, who wrote the constitution, set it. They set it in such a way that the prime minister is king in Trinidad and Tobago, the beginning and end it all. And it's still so today. We need serious constitutional reform. Our opposition doesn't matter. Right now we have opposition reform. What are they doing? We have opposition now. What do you set up opposition? It making any sense? What they could do? They could change anything. Gas raise the opposition, can I make it go back down? Food prices go up, flour raise the opposition, can I make it go back down? How? How? The constitution is written in such a way that the party that win the election and is in power, right, could do as they please with that cabinet, with the cabinet. When they make decisions, you can't. The prime minister is in head of the cabinet, and he decides who could sit in the cabinet. The cabinet decision to do anything is always final, you know. Opposition could oppose. The only thing the cabinet cannot do is change a law what needs a 3/5 majority to change. Unless they have a 3/5 majority. And once they have a 3/5 majority, well, boy, all hell break loose. They can do what they want. They can do what they want. They can buy what they want, sell what they want. If they fit to sell anything, they can sell the port, sell the airport, give it away. They can do what they want. Why you think they do what they want? It has nothing to do with opposition. Because from 1956 to 1981, when Eric William died, it was almost 30 years of consecutive PNM rule. Who was the opposition them time? You can tell me? How much seats they had? You can tell me? You don't even know. Who was the opposition when Eric William was in power? You can tell me? Come on, man. They're trying to sidetrack the whole thing and talking about the man. The problem is we have no vision. It was all about themselves and not country. It was all about me.
Yeah, Bazio Pandey and the ULF was the opposition head.
Wrong.
Don't play
You mad or what? You talk. Will you get
the opposition?
When Eric William was in power?
Bazio Pandey was the opposition.
Brother man, go back to school. You go back to school. You go back to school. Brother man, you go back to school. You talk about Bazio Pandey. No, I'm telling you no.
Why we're wrong with you?
You were wrong with you.
After Bades Maharaj,
all right.
Bazio Pandey take over that party.
Listen to me.
As the ULF.
Hello.
75
Wait.
in the 70s. All the time.
Hello.
Bazio Pandey is the opposition leader of Trinidad and Tobago.
Hello.
Go and check your head.
Hello. You're talking crap. I don't know who you get that information from. I don't know that information you're talking about with ULF and Bazio Pandey. I don't know who you get that information from. You need to go back in the history. Because you talking crap. Talking about Bazio Pandey was the... These people is getting information from. Where did this get from? Who is sending them this thing right now? Oh, God, Lord, Father. Give me 2 minutes to catch myself here. Wait. No. Man, say Bazio Pandey, what it? Oh, Lord. Caller.
PNM and DLP.
Caller?
Yes, it was PNM and DLP.
Thank you for saying DLP. Thank you for saying DLP and thank you for saying Capodeo, because that man seemed to believe that Bazio Pandey was at the same time with Eric William. Bazio Pandey and Manning went to school together in presentation courage. How the hell Bazio Pandey could have been in no.
PNM and DLP.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Funky Jama. Thank you for clearing the air. DLP with Capodeo. Talking about Bazio Pandey. Bazio Pandey political career starting under the NR. The ULF and NR and ONR joined together to form the NR. At that time, Chambers was in Eric William already died, and George Chambers became the leader of the PNM. These people and them with a bad history. I don't know where they get the information from. Caller.
Good afternoon again to you, brother.
Good afternoon.
I'll tell you what's happening there. You see what happens from time to time when the program gets hot, they will try to plant their side distractors. And what is happening there? That is to throw up the program. I'm going back in Qatar.
Yes, go back.
I'll tell you why I'm going back in Qatar. Why I am going back in Qatar? If Rohan Sinanan didn't mismanage the funds to fix the road, we would have been like Qatar with road paved as smooth as it can get.
Thank you.
And why I want to go there? If within the PNM time they didn't mismanage our funds, today we would have been like cattle.
Correct.
But heavy, I want to go somewhere where it is very heavy. When they come and they tell me that Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley was new, that's a lie in the pit of hell. Because he was a minister under Patrick Manning.
Yep.
So Dr. Rowley accustomed to mismanagement. And heavy, I want to go back to that road issue. If I didn't go back there, I didn't do no justice to road and funding. And heavy, listen to me, brother. If you're talking in terms of agriculture and access road, and if farmers do not have proper roads, how they bringing out their crops? If Rohan Sinanan is telling me, because let me define this, there is access road and major road. The access road fall under city corporation, borough corporation, and borough council. And if it fall under that, if you're telling me you have no money to fix major road, well, Rohan Sinanan, where you will get money to fix the access road? And why I'm telling you that, Heavy, I have to go back. Let me revisit the thing. Heavy, please, I want to go back.
Go ahead,
because this dealing with cattle and the money and mismanagement.
Correct.
Because hear me, when Rohan Sinanan told the people in Moruga, when he told the people in Claxton Bay that there is no money, Rohan Sinanan, Mr. Tabakit is telling you, listen, out of respect, let me put it properly. Rohan Sinanan, where the money gone? But hear me, Heavy, that road, like people forgetting about this road tax. Brother Heavy, every time
you put gas,
visit the pump, you pay that road tax.
Exactly.
And the question I have for Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, Colin Imbert, and Rohan Sinanan, where the money gone? Rohan Sinanan, a whole highway wash away on the creek. And you get $50 million to give a security company to Watchman Road that was going down in the sea. Rohan Sinanan, you tell me, but here we are going heavy. Our Lord, well, I'm borrowing something from the minister. I'm going in murky waters. For the pandemic, they got money to give bar owners whose bar was locked down. Oh, you hold hear this, you know. But people who paying tax at the pump to fix the road, Rohan Sinanan tell them it have no money. But rum to kill people, you found money in the pandemic, and every bar owner, you give money.
Wow.
How does it equate? Yes, it does. Because what you telling me, what happened in Qatar? Well, Heavy, I have news for you. And let me lay it one time. In Zimbabwe, they tell you, is the most impoverished nation in the world. As we speak, just now, Zimbabwe will be doing better than Trinidad and Tobago. Heavy died at double whammy, you know. You telling me Guyana and Zimbabwe now will be starting to do better than Trinidad and Tobago?
Correct. Exactly.
Zimbabwe right now, if you go on all social media, all news, they tell you Zimbabwe economy expect to kick off with gold and oil. And yet still you telling me, and I close with it, celebrate 60 years, put on a dashiki and go and walk like a book, like one of the former PNM ministers said, and you telling me I black. Yes, I am African. Yes, I am black. But hear me. Are you going and walk with no PNM? I am going and work with no PNM ministers that thieving with money and them Paul Setter radio hosts and activists. They are no black. Rohan Senenan, where the money gone? Tabakit out and up.
Thank you, Tabakit. Wow. What's sad is that you still see in race and you still see in opposition, or they still see in opposition and thing, or they so brainwashed and brain dead. Or they don't understand why no play there, no. Or they don't understand where this country going and where this country heading to. Or they just watch videos and watch news and what going on, what went on in Sri Lanka, and what's currently going on in Sri Lanka right now. But all this says, wow. Good day, caller.
Hey, good evening. All you know, all I'll be saying, you know, there's Invest the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. Did you realize that the Heritage and Stabilization Fund is create our interest? I said that done, so they come up the people radio.
That what you call to say?
Come up the people radio talking garbage.
That what you call to say?
Nothing makes sense.
Well, how much money Heritage and Stabilization Fund right now?
You don't even know that the
I didn't even cut any off.
Fund does create interest.
And let me hear how much.
You don't even know that come up the people radio,
but no. I want to ask you a question. I just want to say come up the people radio.
Let me, because
what foreign major investment that the Heritage and Stabilization Fund is bringing in?
What?
What major foreign investment that the Heritage and Stabilization is bringing in currently?
Investment. We just took piece of the Heritage and Stabilization Fund to put into the budget. Nobody knows.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on. Let me answer a question.
Go ahead. Let me hear.
Let me answer you.
Yeah. Huh?
When I put my money in the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, I put it in the bank. I have a stockbroker that take my money and put it on the stock market and invest it.
Right.
And it returns that interest. I don't know if he put it in Coke. I don't know if he put it in Pepsi. I don't know if he buy bonds. I don't know what he does with it. But I know at the end of the month, I collect an interest. Right? John,
you say you don't know what the man do with the money. So you give a man money, you don't know what he do with it? You can't have bad money with it. You say, get people your money. So give me your money now. Give me your money now. Give me your money. I go get back our interest.
I just said to you that the man invested.
No, give me your money and I will give it back our interest. Don't worry yourself.
I as an individual, as citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, I do not know what the government, where they invested, but it is invested.
Wow. Yeah, you don't know.
If I go online, I could probably see where. But I know,
this
is what I'm saying. I know what you just said ain't so. I know that my money brings in an interest that helps me out and you out.
I'm asking you a question. If you invest in your money, and you don't know what your money invested in.
Not listening to what I'm saying.
No, I heard what you said. I heard what you said. You brought yourself in the equation. Anyway,
because if you want to prove me wrong, you go online in front of your computer and tell me which part we does invest my money. And then you could prove me wrong.
But you call me to call me and doesn't tell me call the radio and you don't even know which part we invest my money.
I know. I just said I just collect our interest. I don't care where it goes.
Nobody wants to know where the Heritage and Stabilization money invest in.
It brings an interest.
What is it invest in?
I don't care where they invested.
You don't care. This is just it. And then your mentality. But you're calling me a dunce and telling me call the radio. You calling me a dunce and telling me call and you don't even know who you're talking about.
Come off the people radio.
That what you call to say? Thank you, my bright, intelligent caller. Tell me when you're done. No, I had to laugh at you.
Come on, the people radio now, man.
I laugh at you. That you call to say?
Yes, because you have
okay. So what talk about what Qatar did and what we then did.
You let Kingsley
Kingsley? I am not talking about Kingsley, brother.
You know allow Kingsley boyfriend to call to tell me about.
I don't know who you're talking about, but Kingsley boyfriend. Will you reach there?
You don't study how I reach there. I know what I say.
I don't understand what you're talking. I don't have no clue what you're talking about.
You let a next idiot now talk about garbage label.
Idiot, garbage. Go ahead.
Rubbish, all you're talking.
Rubbish, yeah.
You tell me where the money gone.
All I want you to tell me, sir.
I am missing right now. Here, why I'm missing heavy. Let me tell you why I'm missing. I am missing to tell me the man who signed away, who take the clause of the contract.
Hello.
The man to go with 800 and something.
All I want you to tell me how much money we have right now.
I say, I want Tabaki to tell me who took the club.
Tabeki don't have to tell you that because you don't know nothing.
And I want them to find a man who on the beach of Anderson, who gonna
Anderson?
Yes, because Anderson all of them.
Anderson can change the price of flour?
I'm talking to all black people who support the UNC.
Anderson can change the price of gas?
I'm talking to all black because they give me the time. So you don't study who
Go ahead. I give you the time. I want people to hear how dumb he is.
Right.
Go ahead.
So you don't have to study who name I call.
Yeah,
I want them to demand on the beach my $400 million where a man go on Panama with my money. I want them to get our money back. I want, oh yes, who go on with my $800 and something million, I want that back. Right? I have a former attorney general every day in the court. I want he to come out of the court. You living in a dream world, brother. Some of the people
I live in a dream world.
You come with some facts.
You want to know, eh? I know that video was playing Qatar hot in you. I know why that video on Qatar hot in you. It's because it show up your government and it show up your political party that they did crap with our money and they did crap with our resources and they mismanage our funds. And anyway, we can talk together. We can't sing together. We can sing together. We can't talk together. Okay, you're not listening. I'll never talk, but you're not listening. Anyway. You talking about Anderson and this and UNC and that and that and that. That doesn't change the price of peanuts. That wouldn't change the price of the gas station. That wouldn't change the price of food prices. That wouldn't stop crime. That wouldn't stop the camp. It wouldn't do nothing. We're talking about people. That wouldn't know. You're saying to yourself that I got to come off the radio because the money and the heritage and civilization is being invested and again our interest. Invested in what? You don't know. You don't even care. Once again, our interest. How much interest is generating? You don't know. But you're telling me come off the radio. Right? And all I am saying is if the money, if the Heritage and Civilization Fund was invested in foreign investment, right? We cannot get getting even more interest that we're getting right now. We don't even know what it invested in because they left that information out. All they say that invested. Invested in what? In the stock market, you don't know. In crypto, you don't know. In Bitcoin, you don't know. But they're telling me come off the radio. And you have no information at all. And calling me dunce. You don't even know how much money the country have. All you're concerned about is Anderson and how much money this one and what Taraki say. And that tit-for-tat politics not going to fix the country. It's not going to do it. So all you're doing there is making bacchanal. That's all I don't know what to do. But I want you to come and say, what regards to what the video I just played with Qatar and how they have changed around their whole country in 1996 and 1997, in a short space of 18 years, from the poorest country in the world to the richest country in the world because they take the oil and gas money and invest it. You know you want to talk about that? And every week I do show you, it never come out. You know why I come out today? Because that particular video show up your government and show up your political party and show them that they're doing crap and they mismanage. And I saying this, I saying this right on this radio station. Every single government from 1956 to now mismanage the country. All of them. All, every single one. We yet to have a party or a government to manage this country properly. You understand? So I'm not coming to play opposition and tit for tat and UNCP and them. Or they have a whole week to do that. On all the talk show from morning to evening. Whole week. Don't come on my show to tell me nothing but come off the radio. And I giving people information. People want to hear what I have to say. People want to hear what's going on in the country. But no, you can't take that at hurting yet. I wanted to hurt you. That's why I'm laughing. It's you I play that for. Till they see how your so-called PNM where you love and worship. What is the best thing since sliced bread? Do crap with our economy. Do crap. Each one of them. All of them. From Eric come straight up. All. Including UNC, including the NR. None of them did well. We supposed to be rich. The country not supposed to have no poor people. Not supposed to have no homeless. Not supposed to have no bad road. And no you gotta get scheduled water and electricity and this and that and everything just falling apart. And you talk about Kingsley and Anderson and who's UNC. You still talking them stupidness? Or they still talking them gutter politics in this 2022? Since back in the 80s we talking, so we still talking that today? Man, grow up here. Let me see on the phone line. Caller.
Yeah, Zimbabwe
and all that country are no Hindu, and nobody who much of the agriculture bank in this country. African people and thief here. Why yeah, big boy, you do this.
You don't even know what you're talking about, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, I know Hindu. Oh, Lord. All this still trying to bring race. All this still trying to bring race and religion and all these things into play. It all have to do with management. You wouldn't give a man to build a house. Give him all your money to build a house for you. Right? And years pass and your house ain't building how you want it. Things going bad. You're only spending money. And up to now you can't live in your house because you only buying the months you can't see me and send you phone, all kind of thing. You will fire that person. So why you paying somebody right now to destroy your life? You don't have time for it, you know. I know that. Get the next phone line up and running. Caller.
Hey.
Yeah.
Listen, James, boy.
Yes, James, what's up?
Hey, you fellas spoiling the program, boy. Saturday, boy. What is really going on?
Yeah, they're coming with it because you see that video I played.
Every people making positive contribution, all just tell them it have plenty call on the line.
Yeah.
This man talking, I said that dotations all you gain this man all this time, boy.
No, I want to let us know the song.
This man will spoil hawk food. I tell you, this man will spoil hawk food, boy. Leave this man aside, but you give this man all this time. I told you that dotations. This man lost. Jurassic Park, the lost world, he lost. This man lost.
Yeah.
You trying to narrate and crap your pressure with this man for and explain. The program going on, so let's not come and spoil the program, boy.
Nah, he's
then he call in the evening from Monday to Friday from 4 o'clock. He just call 5 and 6 times.
Yeah.
Then the man spoil the program now. Every man keep it real, man.
I don't want to cut off nobody on my show.
It's not the matter. That's what I like to see, you know. If you're telling people who making positive contribution, it have plenty call on the line. But just still look at this man talk. You give him all this time to talk. I don't stay long on the phone, you know that too. I call heavy or real. Let me keep it real. Program nice, everything good.
All right,
good contribution.
Thank you, brother.
Man spoil your program and carbon pressure, man, heavy.
All right, cool. Yeah, man.
Stay strong, my brother.
Yeah, brother, bless. Caller.
Yes, I'm Heavy D.
Yes.
So then how are you doing?
I'm okay. What's up?
Listen. Okay. Qatar is owned by the prince and his family. Everything that Qatar have goes to the prince and his family, right? So Qatar is larger than Trinidad. Right? So the thing is that the population of Qatar is made of more immigrants. Now, Qatar have a problem because the immigrants is not treated well in Qatar because they are the ones that are doing the work. Qatar is not paying the immigrants the money to do the work, and they are mistreated in Qatar. So I would not take Qatar as a country that where is solely depend on one family, because there's no opposition to check to put the prince in check, right? So all that money goes to his family, right? So the people of Qatar that who born in Qatar, we don't know how much money that he paid these people. We only know, well, maybe that they get a check according to your
I will play the video next week. I don't have time to play it now with how much money they get every week, every month, right? And the perks that they get for just being a citizen. Hold up.
Qatar is
hold up. You see, you're bringing in an analogy here which really don't make no sense to me, because the reason why I even play a Qatar video is to show how they manage their resources. It's not about who's the prince, all the immigrants are being treated. Qatar have transformed their country from a poor desert island of Saudi Arabia to one of the richest countries in the world. right?
Yeah, but
And to me, hold up.
But Qatar does not have, okay, with all that money that Qatar has, Qatar is not, okay, still don't have university because they depend on American university, right? So now, you saying that Qatar have all this money, but guess who have it? And it is the same thing of all the Arab countries, right? They have the Saud family taking the money. Saudi Arabia.
I think
Saudi Arabia.
You misinformed with Qatar and Dubai and Saudi Arabia and Bahrain.
Dubai is a country that made up with the princes and them because they created Dubai and Dubai is created by these 5 princes who created Dubai, and because they wanted the richest people to go there, right? So now a person like me cannot go to Dubai because the expense of going there, it is for the rich. So you say in Qatar, but there's only one family on it. They're not sharing the wealth. They're not sharing the wealth within the population.
You cannot say that Qatar not sharing the wealth when the citizens of Qatar are living the finest life in the world.
The views expressed.
Sorry, I gotta go far.
Of the management of the street, 919 FM.
I find your price. Hey, your price. It doesn't matter if we have free. We can pay joy, right? He asked for a wine and I give him. A wine is a wine and no scene. Until I give it up. But like he get too much. Grandstand never hear ya. Cause Mr. Man like he can't get him. But no, when I wine down. Hey, he asked for my phone number. When I wine down, bend over. He asked if he could come over. If I know the song, I wanna hear you sing, right? On the pump the 4. No, we can see your woman. 2. Telling me keep on sing, I don't want a man. Say, hey, I don't want a man. Hey, let me tell you, yeah, but no, I don't want a man. No, let me tell you something, yeah. A jump is a jump, but one thing for sure. I don't want a man. Hey, let me know that. Check that man, catch me. Check that man, catch me. Flex it, man, flex it me. Ask him why he keeps smoking me. Check that man, catch me. Check it out. Well, everybody put your hands in the air if you're happy for soca. All the people. All right, yeah, my name is business. Running off away. I'm going back to the mind of my business. But you don't go on a leash and get so prepared. He messaging me on Facebook. Why you messaging? Telling me he love all of his look. He liking everything I post on my IG. On my soca love vibes. Pull him up, hey, when I wine down. He asked for my phone number. When I wine and bend over. He asked if he could come over. I had to tell him no. What we say? Don't get too confused, baby. No, we ain't see going on. If all you know the song, I wanna hear you say. Say, I don't want your man. Let me tell you this. I don't want your man. No, let me tell you something, yeah. I jump is a jam. I love it for the vibes. I love it for the one with the most vibes. Shut that man, if you catch me, I'll bring back the grandstand. Flex with your man, flex with me. Grandstand, you love boy, you late. Shut that man, if you catch me. Pull him up, pull him up, pull him up. Flex with your man, flex with me. If you're happy to be here, make some noise. All right, yeah, my name is business.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, The Health Store, being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for the program The Final Hour with Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr. and his wife, Nikki Garcia, for the Bible study every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Mark chapter 16, verse 15 says, "Go into all the world and preach this gospel for every creature, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation."
Hot Off the Press presents Aisha Wells' Birthday Bash. Come celebrate with Aisha on board the Embassy on August 13th. Boarding at the Hyatt Waterfront from 6:30 p.m. sharp. Featuring an all-star DJ cast. We're going to have a good time celebrating with Aisha.
You're on board. We're talking about my birthday bash.
For tickets and more information, call Robert at 333-2181. Olu at 730-3665.
It's my birthday. That's what we're talking about. Happy birthday to you.
Episodes, the Kuna Cruise. Aboard the Sea Champion, King's Wharf, San Fernando. Saturday, July 30th. Boarding 11 p.m., sailing 12 midnight. General tickets $250, early bird $200. And ladies, limited edition of 2 ladies on 1 ticket for $350. Bringing the vibe and energy to you. Anwar Juggler, Richard Trumpet, and Brothers in Sound. Live performance by Optimistic. Party bus from Watersfield. We pass at 9:30 p.m. For more info, WhatsApp 768-8182, 706-7130, or 317-3541. Fully endorsed by Evolution Creations and Stamina Promotions.
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James is now on the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. The Bible says, the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come. For more info, call 652-0924 or 298-4540 and join us every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. for the Gospel of the Kingdom radio program with Gilbert James.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT.
Salvation full and free. Salvation is for everybody.
Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come in, so line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute Gadamawe, King Selassie.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
hospital. Yeah. And we can't hear a word from Health Minister Kamal. Whoa. Black dirty water we had to drink. Was I say it clean, but it smelling stink. And my friend, we calling, money ain't no problem. My friend, we shouting, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. You can't even use your phone to dial a prayer. Yeah. All the phones in a mess and it's like nobody care. Whoa. You can't even call the Prime Minister. Heat up the phones in the Gulf of Paria. My friend, you're shouting, money ain't no problem. Lord, money ain't no problem. The AG started a drive to stop corruption. Yeah. All them wheeling and dealing big shots was in confusion. Whoa. They threatened to kill, but he keep on still. Suddenly he stop. They pass a bill. My friend, they ball it. Money ain't no problem. My friend, don't doubt me. Money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. All them politicians today, they just full of smoke. Whoa. Only making foolish mistakes and calling it joke. Yeah. So much old people on the streets today, and we can't build a home for them to stay. And my friend, they're calling, money ain't no problem. Yeah. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem. In the Caribbean, we have the most traffic jams you have ever seen. Yeah. When it rains, water spilling pain, them drain on the strain, so it's flood again. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem. Yeah, my friend, the balling, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. Public transport in this wealthy country so bad. Yeah. Trying to get home on evenings could drive you mad. I tell you, if you see buses park up by Southkey and 3/4 ain't working properly, and my friend, they're balling, money ain't no problem. Whoa. Money ain't no problem. dream. I tell you, the airline in a mess and the fine white body plane. Dagaduga. People saying that this country bright, so much money and still nothing right. My friend, they call it money ain't no problem. Money ain't no problem. Yeah, I tell you, the Archbishop say people in Trinidad don't pray. Dagaduga. That is why we catching so much hell today. I tell you, people come into church regularly, but they're conscious only of money. And my friend, they call it money ain't no problem. Well then, tell me, what's the problem? Whoa. Hospital, yeah, and we can't hear a word from Health Minister Kamal. Oh, black dirty water we had to drink. Was I say it clean, but it's smelling stink. And my friend, we call it money ain't no problem. My friend, we shouting money ain't no problem. Oh, yeah. You can't even use your phone to dial a prayer. Yeah. All the phones in a mess and it's like nobody care. Oh. You can't even call the Prime Minister. He dump the phones in the Gulf of Paria. My friend, they shouting, money ain't no problem. Lord.
All right. Yes, so we are back. And I played that song from Rashoti. Yes. The song that is playing in the background. Rashoti, I sang that song back in 1980, 85 or 86. I can't remember, but it was in the 80s, early 80s. And the thing with that song, you know what make this song so relevant? This song, we could relate to it today still, after back in the 80s, almost 40-something years after. What has changed? When rain falls, we still getting flood. Water problems still with Wasa. Still can't get beds in the hospital. Still a problem with the healthcare system.
Only making foolish mistakes and calling it jokes.
Still not do. Wow. This song is so relevant today. But all I want to call me, homeless people on the streets, yes. Still, homeless people on the streets today still. What have they fixed? What have they changed? We still have problems and we still have saying money, no problem. But now we have no money, so how if it wasn't fixed when we had money, you think it will fix now? And to the people who come in to discredit Qatar because it's making all their party look bad. If I have the choice to remove what we have here and bring in the Prince of Qatar in Trinidad, who are the claim to say don't like nobody and taking all the money for yourself, I want to bring him here. If I could exchange, yeah, right? Because you think the people, the citizens of Qatar, right, care how much money he making or his family making? They don't. You know why? Because they are happy. They are contented. Their living standards have rise above their expectations. And I telling you, the prince or the king, whoever he is, deserve whatever he take for himself. Because he has made his country come from poverty to rich. And his people are proud. So all who want to go and do all kind of research to come and say Qatar people this and the princes are thief and all they come to discredit the man and say, oh, they treat the immigrants and the migrants bad and this and all they will find all kind of negative thing to say. That's not my concern. Can know them talk shows who listen to the show and don't call in here who on the same radio station going to come in the week here to try to discredit Qatar. Right? But because I know they're in their feelings right now, they will come here to make up all kind of information. They'll go and dig up all the information. How the man is hanging people and he just kill people and he's a thief and he's a this and he's a that. None of that doesn't matter to me. You know why? My main concern is his people. Right? I am not concerned of the migrants. They come like you're trying to tell me, right? We in Trinidad treating the Venezuelan bad. The Venezuelans are Venezuelans. They are migrants. They are here now, yes, in Trinidad. But the government focus is supposed to be on its people, the citizens, not the migrants. They can go on a plane or a boat and go back to the country if they want to know. So why the government should be concerned about the migrants? And whether or not they're being treated good or bad or whatever the case may be. Or they treat Venezuelans good here? Or they treat Guyanese good here? Or they treat Jamaicans good here? So what they're talking about the migrants? They're shifting the focus. The main focus is what he has done with what the Qatar government has done with their investment and how they have become the richest country in the world today. So all who want to sit back and study how to discredit Qatar, they're the business. They have money. They own part of Shell. They own part of Barclays and all these big conglomerates. They own it. Own parts of it. Major shareholders. Come on. Or they come to discredit that? When we can't even get water right in this country? When in 2022, you still have a water schedule 2 days a week or sometimes 1 day for the week. In 2022, in a small island like Trinidad and Tobago, surrounded by water, are there no shame? Every 3 meters or 10 meters, the drive is a pothole. And we have a pitch to the kids. Are there no shame? Eh? And I could go on and on and on and on. Really? Let me go back to the phone lines. Get Suze out there. Caller.
Hey, how you doing, partner?
I cool.
Boy, like they interfere with you today, boy.
No, they interfere with me at all. I interfere with them.
Yeah, so hear me. You make mention, I just come in home, man. I wasn't in the program on this, but you make mention of somebody call and talk about the stabilization fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I am saying, no, either listen to the program, you will come and you will raise a topic, and nothing wrong with that. And the topic that you're raising is relevant. But my advice to you, heavy, and you say you're bringing back the kata in next week Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Now listen, all you have to do is to do a little more research. That's all. You're on point. Nothing wrong with what you're doing. Do some more research because, and today, you miss CC today. CC was listening on this program. Okay? I tell you this out of love and concern. And here I say, all you have to do when you bring in your points.
Did you listen to the video?
No. Hear me.
Well, that's the problem. I didn't come with no research. You know, I played a video on on YouTube on Qatar, and that is why I was talking on. So that was my research there. So
no, what I'm saying is you're making mention of Qatar. I said it before, nothing is wrong with that. Okay, you're comparing it to us. They had nothing, what we had, and the mismanagement, fine. But I'm still saying to you, I'm not against what you said. I'm still saying to you, do a little more research. Okay, look like
a little more research on what? I don't understand.
Okay, no, look like the stabilization fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
This man who is talking the long with. Here were you asking me where the money is invested. Ain't you asking that?
Yeah.
Now, as a talk show host, we expect you to tell us that. You asking a man?
No, you see, he came to discredit what I said and tell me on the radio. But you ever hear him out here? The reason why I ask him where the money invested, because he don't even know where the money invested in. He just know the money invest.
I heard everything. I was home by that time. And it was long and drawn out. But I am saying, you were supposed to let him know, educating them. Okay? That's here what happening. That money is invested in the stock market in the US in US dollars. You understand what I'm saying? I just using that. You is not, because what happens, I listen to hear what you going to tell me.
And that, all right, and that what you saying, right? Right? Who you want to know too? You could also research it. And the reason why I say, ask him if you don't know, because we're supposed to know.
Yes,
but the government is keeping that from us.
No,
right? Okay, so
let
me ask you this. Where you can go on YouTube to know which part you can get, which part we Heritage and Civilization money invested in?
No, here what happened.
No, asking you, no?
I don't be on,
okay.
Understand.
Even if you Google where Trinidad and Tobago Heritage and Civilization money invested in, you wouldn't find it. But what I'm saying, that's supposed to be public knowledge. They're supposed to tell the country they're taking the money and invested in this investment plan. No, you see, Qatar can list out everything they invest in, and the country know. Our thing is we always hide and seek and secret in.
No. What you're saying to me is the citizens here don't know where that money invested. That's what you're saying?
We don't even know my money in the treasury.
No. We went through that already last week.
Okay. How much money in the treasury?
No, listen. We talked that last week, and I tell you that in September, and we laugh about that last week, you forget about what, and I say, the committee tell me how much money have I talked to you last week.
You 41, right?
Right. What I'm saying is, you were supposed to be, it's an easy way you could have hush up that man and tell him here what happened. Our money in that fund is invested here. So here one day. You would educate who don't know, and you would educate he.
41. Right? You know that Barata is a fanatic, right?
Oh God,
it ain't making no sense. I even trying to explain nothing like that. He not listening to me. You know, every time I come off the radio, it makes no sense. I do a whole video on Qatar, and they don't even want to hear that.
This is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying now, we're talking about mismanagement, right? You're making mention of WASA just now, okay?
Yeah.
WASA is a mess at Qatar for years. Everybody know that.
Mm-hmm.
So the present regime, and you know why I just call myself 41. I don't go with them. I am saying it needs restructuring. You agree?
No, I don't agree with restructuring.
So
I go explain it what going on with WASA, just like TSCT and all these state work companies.
No. Let me deal with WASA.
I will deal with WASA.
Because a man come and drop water for me here this last week. And I just throw to him, I say, boy, what going on in WASA? And that man walking there had nothing good to say about WASA.
You see,
and I am saying, we suffering this problem with WASA. I remember Patrick Manning saying, WASA is a headache. You remember him saying that? He said that was a 2 billion headache in his time. But I am saying, it has to be restructured, whatever they want to call it. It cannot continue so. Another thing.
All right. Go ahead. Continue. Continue.
You agree?
No, because I don't want to bring the topic on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp is a whole show itself.
All right, okay, right.
Yeah.
But just stop that. Now, another thing. A lot of people in this country don't understand how important an opposition leader is. Listen, every opposition leader in a democratic country that we have, that is an important position. A lot of people do realize that, but that woman knows that. She knows that. We've connected to another international bodies. And when she writes an international body, they don't just take she let and throw it in a waste paper basket. No. They don't worry with Chusila and Pushwa. They don't worry with that. She has an important role to play. But what's happening, if you and your group messing up, people will see you in a certain light. Yeah, don't get mixed up. And the man was talking about and he don't know what he's saying. In Eric Williams, it had DLP, it had Liberals, it had WSP. There was the opposition in Williams' time. And we always had an opposition. I just dropped them off now.
Yeah.
No point in bringing that be good. But I'm glad you said to us, you're going to continue next week with Qatar. But I'm saying to you, you must easy today and do a little more research, brother. I with you. Later.
All right, cool. Thank you. Caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller, you're live.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. Heavy, yeah. I see the signal that you're real thick with them misleaders and them, but yeah, what evidence the man wants when you play a calypso? A calypso telling you money and no problem, but the road bad, this bad, that bad, everything bad.
Yep, and that was since
what
the 80s.
Evidence they want again? I hear this man calling and saying he want money. Some money he looking for. He and them in government for 7 years, them in charge. The man say he in charge. Why you don't ask your government, your prime minister, to deal with your money you lost? What's going on with you? PNM was in power for 6 consecutive terms. 6 consecutive terms. Do you understand that? That's a generation and a half.
Correct.
They was in power. When PNM leave and give up the country, they didn't have no money. PNM had also go to the IMF.
And they had also go to the IMF.
They had also go to the IMF. They talking about PNM run the country nice and run the country good. They didn't have the money. They run the country to Eric Williams.
They ran it to the ground.
Eric Williams. He run the country to a boss. When it wanted money, Erica Williams, which is his daughter, offer the father to lend money for the country. Where she get money from? They say she married some big shot man. but like the big shot man's father-in-law give him money or understand what I'm saying? He said the country run to a boss. When Ayana Robinson take over Trinidad and Tobago, they form a coup to get rid of Ayana Robinson. What we living under the VAT right now with Ayana Robinson introduced that that man will back money for something he can them check the 7 years PNM in power right now and the 5 years Kamala them run and all the in fact all the talk they're talking about UNCP. Me I know UNC and me I know PNM, but I vote who doing good. All the talk they talk about PNM UNCP. All them talk the Prime Minister talking. He talking on the opening, he talking on the parliamentary some cover-up business in parliamentary privilege. In parliament. Come outside. Let him come outside on the corridor where they talk about the guy to pick her. He go pick her. Let him come out on the corridor, on the pavement and talk them talk. Why you talking them talk cover business? Come outside and talk them talk this man who saying that he will money back. What camera them keep and things. Any one of them could mention the opposition leader or members. Chief, don't mention it in parliament. Mention it outside. Hello, have you heard this, sir?
Yeah, listen to you.
Okay, right. Well, what I'm saying, let them come out on the open and talk. Let them chief talk. We can't Kamala them
Caller.
The PNM chief.
Caller, listen to me.
Prime Minister, all kind
Caller, listen to me. Don't let it
joke. All kind of name on the open. Who's suing them?
All right,
Who's suing them?
All right, caller, thank you.
Who's suing them? Nobody is suing them.
Thank you, brother.
The country good. Let them stay there. Let us see whoever voting and.
All right. I have to take you off because I think I'm missing the point. Don't let it draw you in. My show is not about that and what people say and who tastes and who that. And I so fed up at that tit for tat politics is a shame. I'm not going to talk about who thief and who's the better thief and who thief more and who thief less and who's saying thief and who go back there. You need to understand, and the reason why I play the video is you understand, right? Qatarians is Qatarians. It doesn't matter. Just like Trinidadians is Trinidadians. Until we realize that Trinidadians is Trinidadian, regardless of who we is, who culture we come from, we ethnic background or whatever it is, we still Trinidadians, we live in here. Regardless if it's Indian descent or African descent, we still Trinidadians. I am talking nation building. I am talking trying to fix our economy. I am talking these things because the people that we put in power have diminished it, squandered it, thief it, mismanaged it, and we heading down doom road. You feel when we go in the grocery, the prices has changed because of we party politics or who we support? No. When we go in the gas station, does it change? Does the pothole in the road no use a UNC or a PNM? Or if it's a East Indian or Africa? No. When all get to throw the tick skull, it's not about that. My show is not about the whole week, every day on this radio station, Monday to Friday shows. I don't play that tit for tat politics no more. It's wasting time. We could go whole year and debate. We could talk from now until day into night for the rest of the year about who thief. And we're just going back and forth. Remember when this one the thief? Remember when that one the thief? Remember when you went to the thief? Remember when PNM the thief? Remember? We will keep doing that. All of them thief. A politician said that. All of we thief. We could go in the history from since the days of O'Halloran and Pravat, come straight up the road under Eric William, come straight up to every administration, you go hear about thieving. Every single one, including the NAR. They must probably had it harder because they didn't have no money to thief. But right down the line, come straight down. In each administration tenure, you're going to hear about mismanagement and corruption. And whilst we playing who thief more and who's the better thief and my party thief and that party thief more than my party, the country goes down the drain and we leave nothing for we children. And whilst trying to explain to that dunce who was calling the radio station to tell me get off the radio, is that what did the same thing that left to secure our children's future is what they're dipping in now to pay bills. They're dipping in that every time to pay public servants. Why should we have to do that? Why should we have to go into the savings to pay people? Why? Where's our great investment that we could say, all right, this bringing in this amount of money for our country every month? So we can rely on this, someone don't have to rely on oil and gas. And that was talking about fool. What I made here mention of the Heritage and Civilization Fund. That we could use it to invest, that every month we could use that money, that the investment coming in, divided and put it in crypto or put it on the stock market. What coming in there is not no big major investment. It may be big to us, but where countries is concerned, an investment that giving you revenue that you didn't even have to study oil and gas revenue, that's what I'm talking about. Think about it. I'm going to go back to the phone lines. We really need help in this country. Caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller.
Yes, sir. I want to just make one little correction with the gentleman who was speaking earlier. When he made mention that, people making statements only under a parliamentary privilege. And if it is he had understood or done any research, he would have realized that there are a number of UNC members who was in the past government that are before the court fraud and other corruption. We're not even talking about the one for misbehavior and trying to tamper with witnesses and whatever, but there are a number of fraud cases with a number of UNC past parliamentarians. So yes, things are actually taking place, and it's not under just parliamentary privileges because charges have been laid and they have court matters, but everybody just hide it. And if it is, we didn't have an issue with the courts in this country, how it is right now, these people would have already come.
You call to answer the man and you say I cut off the man for talking that. You call to answer that man and you say I cut off the man for talking that, and you just as bad. You come to correct he, talking about who in parliament and UNT and who before the court, and this is the same thing I'm saying, also lost. Yeah, what? If I don't nation building contribution, better let call. If you call into this credit and next caller, don't call. Right? I know cut you off for talking about them thing and you call it a correct key, but we talking about with it, and you go along the same road. It's making no sense. Caller.
Have you?
Why?
Erica married a billionaire. If you ever talk about Qatar, the man what Erica married to was a billionaire she married to. And that is the reason why when the father was vexed and he didn't go to the wedding, because the man was a divorcee. You understand? But she didn't marry no poor man. She married a man with real money. Erica. I know she offered to lend Trinidad and Tobago money because of that billionaire she married. She didn't. Okay?
All right, thank you. I don't know Erica.
Okay.
I don't know Erica business, and if Erica married, whoever she married, that's she business. Caller.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Yeah.
It seems like it's only PNM callers getting through on this Saturday program.
Yeah, the callers.
Because all they're doing is calling to try to defend the PNM boys. They do that Monday to Friday and they still try to take up this little 2 hours on Saturday night.
The Qatar video bring them out.
Everybody Qatar video, they're not even making a contribution. They even come out to talk bad about Qatar, boy. They even come out and they even have no proof or evidence of that.
No.
Let me make an example coming back to the Qatar from where your show started. I born in Trinidad and Tobago. Let me say I born 1975, 1976. And in my parents going to get my birth paper stamped. It was stamped with my name next to $1 million in the bank for when I reached 18 years. Right. Because at that point in time, we was one of the richest countries when it comes to oil. I didn't think Qatar and them places had oil yet. Let me look at that.
Yep.
Me as a man today in society, you would ever see me ending up homeless? You would ever see me ending up looking for a job from a 1%? You would ever see anything like that? Because now, I'm going again. Throughout my whole entire school career, education is free. Throughout living in a house, I do not have to pay electricity. No, I'm telling you how could pass a cup.
Yeah.
I do not have to pay water rate. No. All these things provided to me because of my natural resources in the country.
Correct.
I would have been a man today in society, would have been so proud to say I am a Trinidadian anywhere in the world, because I would have been successful and I would have been thanking my government for managing my country the right way in order to make me as a born Trinidadian a successful person throughout my whole youth life of coming into a... People would not be thieving, because the crime for thieving and the crime, the punishment for thieving and the punishment for doing wicked things and killing and things would have been not only you losing what you have, but also your family could lose what they have. So for you to think about doing something or harming someone else, you would have been studying more. It's not only me, my sister lost in everything, my mother lost in everything, and everybody could be locked up for the wrong that I do not do. I go back step now and say I'm never doing the wrong, and I wouldn't have like nothing to put myself in the wrong, because I would have been growing up in a way that I would have been righteous. So now to the people you said that Qatar is a lesser population than Trinidad when it comes to the citizen of Qatar. They don't understand that, They call it and tell you Qatar is bigger than Trinidad by how much. You never said that.
I never said that.
You said that You said that the population of people that are Qatar citizens is smaller than the population of Trinidad and Tobago, which you are correct.
Right.
But yet, let me tell you about the immigrants and the reason why the people said the thing of so on the person who said that the immigrants is being maltreated, that she don't have proof for that. That is a lie. The immigrants and them have rules. In coming in, and if you're coming into my house would have rules you have to follow.
They have rules
you
and
cannot
regulations
go in
that they follow.
You cannot go in Qatar and make a baby as an immigrant and consider you have a Qatar child.
No.
Once you get pregnant, they're going to send you out of Qatar because you're not a citizen of Qatar. They are very strict with the rules. And this is the reason why they cannot become the richest country in the world, because they have rules. And the thing with us in Trinidad and Tobago, okay, let me say we have rules. Do we follow our rules? No, we don't. Let me put myself in the P&M shoes, because the like I said, Brooklyn, the stop the P&M ban on Saturday. The P&M themselves do not follow the rules. So why are you upset? Why the P&M could never be wrong? Is the P&M the P&M party is heaven? Like, let me be real now, man. Because at the end of the year, we have a free education system in Trinidad. But what type of education are we children getting? After from 5 years to 13 years, they come out of primary school not even knowing how to pour a nail in a wall. Let me be real. Let me be real. We only setting our children up in Trinidad and Tobago so that they can grow up to go and work in KLC and not for the Syrian and them 1% of them. It's a system for the children to just be slaves. Go to school, learn how to be a good slave. That's basically it. So let me stop the nonsense, because for a child anywhere in the world, when they pour a nail, when they go to school from 5 years, 6 years, they should be able to learn carpentry. They should be able to learn different things at that age, so that when they reach 12, 13, 14, they have their own welding plan, their own welding machine, and things could be set up different. This is not happening in Trinidad and Tobago. And all the telling you government program. We shouldn't have to depend on government program, because we had enough money in Trinidad and Tobago back then, so that we who born in Trinidad and Tobago, not the immigrants and the outsiders, we citizens of Trinidad, I'm talking about all our, we have the PNM, we UNC, we everything. We should have a privilege when it comes to the benefits of Trinidad and Tobago. We're supposed to be able to be successful people in this world today. But instead, we want to downplay Qatar for making their citizens successful. We want to downplay them, and we want to look for the things, the little things that, no, what all you see is that they don't pay electricity, they don't pay the water rate, they don't pay medical, they don't pay hospital, they don't pay for health, they don't pay for none of that. All of that is free with $1 million on birth, Trinidad and Tobago. This is what heavy trying to talk about. Correct. $1 million when you get your birth paper. This is what heavy trying to talk about. Correct. That is what's happening today in Qatar. With the same thing that we had years before them, Trinidad and Tobago. Correct. For all the ones who come into fight, don't heavy and talk about he done and he's stupid and he this and he that. You know, he just tried to put something out there for all your self to open all your mind and all your brain. That we had the same thing that country find 40 years after we, and they're way, way more advanced and better than we. Right? And the lady who said that people can't go Dubai just so, Miss Lady, you're talking nonsense. Again, you're talking nonsense. All right? I listen all the time on heavy. But again, these people just blinded. They're just blinded, boy.
Thank you, brother.
You have a good evening, man.
Thanks a lot for clearing that up. Thanks a lot. Wow, we have plenty callers on the line, boy. Plenty callers. Caller.
Yes, I'm calling back. You know, listen, when I talk, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Because in Qatar, there's Qatar people living in United States. So if Qatar was so great and they were getting money, they would not leave Qatar and come to United States, right? Because guess what? The prince control all the resources of Qatar. Okay, so therefore, when I'm talking about something, it's in there because it came up from the news, and Qatar get a PR to prove that okay, Qatar is treating his citizen good. Qatar is not treating his citizen good because everything goes to the prince, and there's no democratic system in Qatar, so it's controlled by the prince of Qatar.
I can ask you a question.
So therefore, you can tell me how much money that the prince is giving each citizen because there's Qatar people in United States.
I can ask you a question?
Right? Migrated by me.
Can I ask you a
Where
question?
I'm living, there's Qatar people. Then what? So now what are you saying? That Qatar is doing so good and is so rich?
I can ask you a
but
question.
the money goes to the prince.
Can I ask you a question?
Because, yes.
One question I don't want to ask you. Right? What is the problem with Qatar that you have?
Because Qatar is not democratic. Because
because our country is not democratic,
in
it's bad?
Saudi Arabia, people cannot speak up, right? Because they're controlled or being killed. All right? The same thing, right?
Okay.
And
you're trying to say
Qatar people is migrated to France too. So then, therefore, what you are saying, you're taking one side instead of doing research and talking about Qatar.
Darling, wait. You're trying to say that Qatar is not good because they're not democratic? So only
I am saying
only democratic countries
don't count about the investment because one person family control the whole resources. So you cannot compare to that, right? Yes, they put up building, but what happened is where is the amount of money going to? They're not going to the citizen because they control their citizen.
Ma'am, you trying to you see the narrative wrong, not because a man is in control of the economy of the country, right? And he is in control of it, right? Yes, he's in
resources.
Yes, no, I'm trying to educate you.
CNN, because on CNN, listen, I have Qatar people living by me there. So now the thing is, when you're talking about, you talk to a Qatar citizen, you talk to a Qatar citizen and ask them how is their country.
Ma'am, are you listening to me? I'm trying to educate you, right?
No, you educate your own self because you don't do research.
You can't tell me the video I played, and I played several videos. I choose that one because that one have it in a nutshell. You calling here to discredit Qatar based on somebody who from Qatar who live in the United States, right? A lot of Qatarians leave Qatar and go all about it. Right now, Qatarians going all over the world and partying and liming and going all over the place. The reason why they're doing that is because they have money. And the reason why they're going to other countries like America, United States, and France, and all these democratic countries, because the things they can do there, they cannot do at home. They cannot even drink alcohol in the Qatar. Do you know that? There's no gambling, there's no prostitution, there's no nothing like that in Qatar. So Qatarian citizens who want to go and live their life normal will leave and go other countries. That is not because the Qatar is bad. You understand? They're doing that because they choose to go and live their life. You understand? Another thing Qatar don't take part thereof is the alphabet, the LGBTQ. They can't be doing that in that country. So somebody who's like that and is a Qatari citizens will leave and go somewhere else. That doesn't mean the Qatar is bad. And not because the country is not a democratic country, it means it's bad. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's just a different system. You understand? But we in the West believe that once it's not democratic, right, it's crap. But we live in a democratic country right now, and we catching we aunt, uncle, and NN. So better we try communism or socialism or some other means. You understand? And the countries that doing well that doesn't have a democratic system like Singapore, Qatar, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and the people and them living lavishly, right? Or compared to we who live in a democratic citizen and democratic, and we who live in the United States and all our racial thing going on with Black Lives Matter thing over there and the democracy, it's still not working. It doesn't mean because democracy is working. Democracy has failed several countries all over this world. So that's why I say let me educate you. But since that you don't want to listen and telling me educate myself because you want to bring down Qatar because it hurt your feelings because a man controlling. Yes, he controls the resources. He's the king. He's the prince. He's the emirate. He's the wherever they call him over there where they call them, right? And he makes the rules and regulation. And if you don't want to live by that, you can leave as a Qatari citizen. We're not forcing you to stay. So nobody in telling you yes, it's a Qatari citizen living all over the world. Come on. Let's see who on the line. Caller.
Oi.
Yes, brother.
They want to talk to Heavy Man.
Yeah, they're live on the air.
Oh my God. So you set me up?
Nah, just answer the phone. Talk to me.
Yeah, so this is not heavy program going on right now?
Listen to me on the phone and not on the, I hear myself in the background. Low down the radio.
We got no radio, but is this heavy program going on?
Yes,
right now?
yes. This is heavy program going on right now.
All right, well, the story about Heavy is that Heavy is doing a good job. However, I would prefer we discuss the solution of right now we have our youths and them not making themselves marketable. They're causing themselves and their parents' family unnecessary pain. So I feel that this is I'm not telling you how to run a program. I feel this is a way that we can go and see how much we can get to them rather than talking about people who's better off than us that we don't know about. How that sound?
Well, based on what you said there, it's a good topic to talk about the youth, but one thing you said is that they say back the first thing you said, we should talk about the youth who doing what?
Right, here it is. We have a big percent of the African youth that seems to lose the way forward of progress. And everybody, the majority of people is crying and down wasting them. And we are not looking at the cause. And if you do not know the cause of the problem, it cannot be fixed.
All right, we'll stick up in right there. We have 10 minutes. We have 5 more minutes to go before the show ends. And I have a lot of callers on the line. So next week, I'm going to deal with that. Call me next week in the first hour, Saturday from 12 o'clock, and remind me, and let we deal with that topic next week, right?
I ain't going to that. I give you a topic. Let us look for the
I can't talk it now. I only have 5 more minutes on the radio. I want to talk for 5 minutes about something as big as this.
Well, it is not big. I mean, when you have this everybody got jump off this Qatar and this.
No. You trying to run my show. Sorry, you trying to run my show. You can't tell me how to run my show. Caller. You telling me to change my topic now because you don't want to talk about that? Come on, get your radio show. I tell you next week. I said give you a whole week and give you a whole 3 hours next week. You don't want that. You want to talk now. I don't understand. You telling me to talk about? Caller.
Afternoon, Heavy and the listeners. Preacher in your house.
Yeah, Preacher, what's up?
You see, sometimes when people try to really direct the show and they train you off.
Yeah.
You know what I call that, Heavy?
Sidetracking.
That is the result of PNM education. It's only one side is seeing, boy, everybody. What you're trying to show them about when a country is about citizen, right? And not thieving and self-in. They don't want to hear nothing about that.
Nope.
They don't want to hear nothing about that, Heavy. This country going down a path. Let me tell you something, When you look at it, it's really not about PNM, you know, because I telling you about PNM in the past. We say all kind of things about PNM in the past, but it was so, but not under this regime, brother. It's the worst I have ever seen.
You telling me?
Worst. It's the worst time, and if nobody don't want to open the eyes and what's really going on in this country. There's nothing wrong in supporting a party, but you see when a party going down this road, Heavy is so much wrong taking place right now, and it's not being fixed. And that's as much as I would say about that. Have a good weekend, and I want to say a lot of love in your house.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man.
Right?
Thank you, Preacher.
JK, brothers.
Yeah, man. Best of love. I only have 2 more minutes left. Let me see you on the lines. Good afternoon.
Well, brother, I will make it short. I'll tell you why everybody is on edge here. When you talk about Qatar, what you're really telling them is that the PNM have mismanaged our resources.
Correct.
All our natural resources, the PNM spend all the money.
Yes, they don't want to take
Heritage and Stabilization Fund. They have no money. And let me tell you what's really hurting them, you know. When you say cartel and they watch our natural resources, they know that they thief out the money.
Correct.
So let me tell the PNM Marabunta that's coming to distract this program. This program is for real issues. Dr. Rowley, where the money gone? Colin Imbert, where the money gone? Rohan Semenan. And to all and sundry who was calling, when all you hear cartel, you know what it means? All you pilfer all our natural resources, all this patrimony. I say, long live this program heavy. Long live the UNC. Hear me. All you pilfer, all you pilfer the money. PNM, where the money gone? Tabakit out and off.
Thank you, Tabakit. And with that being said, that's it for my phone calls. It's about some seconds to go before the show ends. And Tabakit, you're hitting it on the head. For about months, me hear from some of these callers. They call today, you know why? Because what I speak about hurt them. It shows that they've really thief out all the money. They have raped this country resources and do the plunder like pirates. And I'm going to leave you all with this. The great, so-called great Eric Williams, what they call so great, they said have enough money in the country to give every citizen $1 million. But he did give it. You understand? But I believe he lied, had more than money to give more than $1 million. Right? So with that being said, I got to go. Until next week, we'll be back here, same time, same place. I hope TC come here next week with me. Live, love, laugh, and live. And for every minute you're angry with someone in 60 seconds, you have a happiness, you can never get back. So be happy, keep smiling, let no one see the joy. I'm out.
Anybody love your culture, say yeah, yeah. If you love pan and you love iron, say yeah, yeah. You know it's my favorite part of the rhythm section. I want to big up a real man in here right now. Iron man, oi, honey leg the pan, Jamayan, woman I see them man. Iron, oi, sweeter than honey leg the pan, Jamayan. Bring it for me. I bring it, 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 bring the iron love. I bring it, 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 bring the iron love.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour all-night prayer. This and every Friday evening on the Street 919 FM from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com.
In Trinidad and Tobago, there are so many things to talk about. Social issues, injustice, child abuse, domestic violence, political scandals, and much more. On HODP, we will cover all that and much more. Don't forget, you can catch us every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Facebook and Instagram. Hot off the press. Hot topics, no filter.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM radio. Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.